Companies are slighting women simply based on their gender. Women aren't making the same amount of money as men in the same exact position. Many companies refuse to follow something called the Equal Quality Pay Act of 1963. So women make 77 cents to every dollar a man makes. And if you were Latina or African American, you were only making 60 to 55 cents to a dollar that every man makes. So many women who have put in years of schooling, educating themselves, learning on the job and in schools, are not making as much as men simply because we are women. And that's just not right. That is so gender biased. It is not even funny. So where do the problems come from? Well, imagine walking into a workplace and finding out your male coworker who doesn't have the same amount of education as you, he also doesn't have as much experience as you, is making more than you, simply based that he is a man. Also, many jobs and degrees growing up you've heard as a girl aren't for you. They're for little boys. So a girl that wanted to learn coding or a science skill was told, "No, honey, that's not for you. That's for your little boy." These lead girls into something called a pink-collared jobs, like teaching, social working, and nursing. These jobs make a lot less than men-based jobs. They also tell girls that we're just not good enough as boys. And in 1963, they were trying to change that. In 1963, the Equal Pay Act came out. It didn't help just women, it helped everybody. But it hurt women in a way that only made full-time working women 59 cents to every dollar a man made. Well, in the last 44 years, that's only gone up 18 cents. That's less than a penny a year a woman has to make back to a man. So, let's go on to one more thing. Also, women who are in construction are more likely to get the same exact equal pay as a man. And if you're a woman and you're a mother, you're less likely to get hired at a job. If you are, you make less than the woman sitting next to you who doesn't have any children. Which hurts families because 60% of families who have children are using at least half of the mother's income to help pay for family resourcing. And if you're a woman who's gone to school for your degree, you are a surgeon or a doctor, you're only making 71% of what your male coworker makes. If you work for a financial institution, you are making only 66% of what your male coworker makes. And if you are a lawyer or a judge, you are only making 88% of what your male coworker makes. You worked so hard for those degrees, yet you can't get paid the same amount of money as someone you might have more experience than. And 3/4 of women who enter the workforce will become pregnant with children. Very normal. And they will not receive pay when they have their children. They will go to have their children, maybe lose their jobs, but will not be paid while they go on maternity leave. So how can we change this? Well, we can go to legislation and say, okay, we want childcare paid for and we want paid maternity leave. Also, raise the minimum wage to help out mothers who can't go and get a college degree or women who can't afford to go to college. Help girls working in jobs so that way they can make as much money as possible. And tell employers to go over their pay wages. If they aren't negotiable and work both for men and women, have them change it. Ask them to correct it. And have women feel empowered. Advocate for fair wages. If you're going in as for a prospective job interview, ask them, I would like documentation that you give the same amount of wages to me and the man next to me who has the same exact requirements for this job. Also, women who work for unions make 1/3 more than women who don't. The reason why is because they can negotiate how much they make due to the union wages. And women should also call the Department of Equal Pay. If you do feel discriminated against, they will help you with the workplace discrimination. No one is alone in this fight. We are all working for you to help you. And you can support pro-girl groups. Pro-girl groups like Girls That Code or Step Up, which is a female advocacy group for young women who are inspired to be so much more and fight inequality for women, including the pay wage. And let them know that they have a future and someone to stand in their corner and help them get through all this discrimination about just being a girl. So let's look at it this way. We took information based on a lifetime experience. A census was done a couple years ago by a couple different groups for women. This census took a bunch of people's lifetime wages. What they found shocked them. I only took the one for the business class. What I found was also shocking. What we have here is a graph. This graph, as you can see, there's a lot of differences. The blue is a woman, the red is a man. This is a woman right here who works in business. She's making $70,000 less, and all she has is her high school degree. As you can see, her lifetime, she's not making as much money as the man at all. I mean, she's all the way down here. Now, this is a woman who went to college, has a degree in business, just maybe a 2-year to 4-year degree, but yet she is making $1.2 million less in her lifetime compared to a man. This is the worst. This is a woman who has a PhD or a master's. She is making $2 million less than her male cohort, who has the same exact degree, same exact college education in business. So, how can we stop this? How can we rise up against this? How can we fight for woman equality in pay? It's not hard. It's actually easy. Men and women should team together. This year, The Big Bang Theory, the male actors of the group said, we want the women actors who are getting paid a lot less to make the same amount of money as us. What did they do? They fought them. They fought the network. They took a pay cut for their female coworkers. So, tell employers to be fair. If you're a man, tell them. Be fair to women. Pay them what they deserve. I want my female coworker to make the same amount of money as me because she deserves it. She works hard and she deserves that money because she has the same exact education and background as me. Also, donate to programs like Step Up. Tell young girls, I will invest in you and your future to make sure that you have equal pay rights and you have rights of your own that I didn't get to have. And don't gender side a profession. If a young girl wants to learn how to code, be supportive. Don't tell her it's for little boys. Don't tell a little boy that nursing and education is not for him either. It goes both ways. There is no gender to education and a future. Also, if a man can make that much money, a girl can too. We can do just about anything a man can. And also there's a new thing called being a nasty woman. A nasty woman is a pro-woman's rights person. Any person can be a nasty woman. A man can be a nasty woman. Support pro-female groups. Support women fighting the wage gap in your workplace. Support your wife, your mother, your sister, your daughter. Anyone you know that is a woman fighting this fight. Stand up with them and say, it's not right. Also, rise up. Take a pay cut. If your coworker's not making as much money as you and you know it's not right, talk to everyone in the office. Say, hey, she's not making as much and she deserves to. Stand up and support the women who break their backs to build America.